Keeps Up the Cash. Gary B, the casual comic guy here, and joining me tonight in the co-host seat on a very special Saturday evening, the 10-1-1. We have my good buddy Torsten and the Varangian Vigilante himself making a YouTube appearance. Torsten, how you doing tonight, sir?
Very well, but it's not me we're here for.
It is not.
It's my good friend Shaun, who
Yes, and
recently joined the 40 Club. So happy birthday again! He had birthday
wait till you hit the
yesterday.
50 club like me, Sean. But without further ado, Torsten ruined it for me, so I'm going to keep going. A guy I wanted on the channel for a while. I got him on, and he's just a good guy, good fun. I love watching when I can get home on Fridays and I get the time to myself. I love watching him and Torsten talk movies. But Puff Comics 83, Shaun is our guest tonight. He is in our spotlight. And Shaun, how are you doing tonight, sir?
I am doing fine. And I saw that you had to look at the name because you probably was going to say my old name, Stay Puff 1983.
Yes, I almost said it.
You almost said it, but you looked and you're like Puff Comics 83. But yes.
But at least you know I've been aware of you for a while.
Yes. And hey, man, we had you on our show, when we did the Sinbad stream talking about the Harry Halson Sinbads. We still need you for the Jason and the Argonauts and Clash of the Titans. So whenever you're available.
I would love it.
Whenever you're available, man.
Pick a I can't October 20th. I got Comics Curing Cancer.
October is booked. October is booked. So.
Okay.
Look forward to November.
Next time you book a month, reach out to me and I'll most likely agree to it.
All right, man.
Because I'll have to make sure I'm home in time for it. So I just need to plan ahead.
And if we have to push it back an hour just for you to come on, we'll do that.
Exactly. Because why should I go to sleep?
That's right. We're just here to make Torsten an insomniac. That's our goal here.
Yep.
Yeah. Last week I was on Biggie Show and
right.
I swear they just invented new rules so the show goes on and at after 4 a.m. here it said I'm out. I need to go to bed.
But it's great to be on here. I know my week is usually busy because I work nights, so I'm not able to do it on the weekday. But when we did the whole stream Fire and Ice with Cantonese Comic Kid and Video 99, you asked me the question, and I was waiting for it. I was like, I know
right?
he's gonna ask.
Well, when I knew we were doing it, I was already ready to ask you.
Yeah,
let's before we say hi to the audience, Shaun, introduce yourself, who you are, what you do on your channel, and just so the audience that's watching on the rewind or people who may not know you live have a good sense of who you are, where they can find you, sub you up. Your links are in the description below. But who is Shaun and what is Puff Comics 83?
Well, my name's Shaun. I have a channel called Puff Comics 83, and usually I'm doing live streams with VV because he couldn't do it on his channel no more because of the internet laws in his country. So we moved it over to my channel and pretty much just picked up from there. But we've been doing this for like 2+ years and going strong. So
we were still young. We were still young when we started.
I know, right? We ain't had no gray hair. Now the gray hair is coming out and all that. But yeah.
Oh, don't worry. Once it starts, it doesn't stop.
Exactly. And I'm also a member of the Comic Hall crew, and occasionally, not occasionally, all the time, every Saturday night when we do a show, it's multi-streaming on my channel and their channel. But, if you ever want to check out the Comic Hall crew, we have amazing shows. We make fun of eBay prices and stuff like that. So make sure you check that out. And I occasionally do like store visits and convention videos, just going on the convention scene. And, I always hang out with my buddies, Stone Cold Steve Whiten, Cantonese Comic Kid, and another guy that you need to have on the show one day, Bronze Age Brian. Awesome guys, the Florida crew.
Send them my way.
But yeah, whenever we get together, I try and do videos and capture the moments that we have, hanging out and having fun. So
all right. I
That's
wrote
pretty
it
much
down.
my channel and my Instagram. I haven't been really too active on Instagram, but that's really what started this whole thing for me. Just joining Instagram in 2016, meeting the community there, and then it led to me joining YouTube in terms of doing videos. Because I've always been on YouTube in the comic book community, just more in the background.
Right? And Instagram's a good introduction because you're on Twitter. Twitter sucks.
Yes.
You go to Instagram, and all of a sudden you start talking to people. But let's say hi to our audience real quick. First in, as always, we have Las Cruces. James, nice to see you, sir. Entropy Comics, how you doing tonight, sir? Nice to see you. Steve White, not Whiting. This is Steve the Voice White. We have the OG Blue Wrench herself, Tina. How you doing tonight, Tina? Great to see you as always. And we have Collectibles to Astonish. How you doing tonight, sir? Nice to see you. Matt Woods, how you doing, Matt? Nice to see you, buddy. And we are going down. We have Joe from Anachronic Comics. How you doing, Joe? And Freaky Louie. How you doing, Louie? Nice to see you, buddy.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
And Matt Woods. All right. So for the moment, we are caught up. The notifications are getting out. But, Shaun, I'm excited to see what you're bringing tonight. And because I haven't got to, I kind of know what you like, but I don't know the intricacies of everything you like. So I'm hoping to see some things I'm not expecting from you.
And this is the perfect book to start it off. I don't think anybody really showed this character, but you know how when you're young and you get comics and you read it over and over and over again till the cover falls off. This was one of them.
Oh, Dreadstar. Jim Starlin.
Jim Starlin. And on the back, I have the original without the cover. So This is the one that I had since I was, a kid, and I read it over and over again. But what made this book so engaging was, the battle between Dreadstar and his crew and Lord Papal and his crew. Now, of course, Jim Starlin can't help himself but have a character that damn near resembles Thanos. Like he created Thanos, so he had to create somebody that looked like Thanos. And of course, Thanos was looked like Darkseid. So it's like you put these three guys in the room, and it's like a triple threat of who's the more powerful. But
he's like a cross between Thanos and Skeletor.
Yes, that's another one. But Skeletor had a hood on, and he had that weird voice.
Yeah, but when it comes to cosmic stuff, Jim Starlin is the god. I think he also did one Conan story.
Yes, but I was so intrigued reading this comic, and going through the battles, and Dreadstar and his crew are taking L's, but they're battling with their hearts and soul. And then I remember getting to the end where Lord Papal shatters his sword, and all of a sudden Dreadstar's powers just drains, and he starts to become an old man. And by the end of the book, like he's damn near death as a decrepit old man, and his crew is standing around like, what are we gonna do? And it ends on such a note that man, this was such a powerful read. Even as a kid, seeing a character that you really don't know about, because it was the first time I read the Dreadstar comic. But I want to know more. Yeah. So over the years, I started picking up more Dreadstar, and I became a fan of the character. I even have his first appearance, Epic Illustrated #3.
Yeah, and when something is released under the Epic banner at Marvel back in the day, then it truly meant you're getting something like out of the ordinary. Like Epic magazine was so underrated. It was like more than just like a heavy metal ripoff, and you have
beautiful covers.
Yeah, you have stories in there. Like for example, like the Death of a Legend, like how Robert E. Howard died. Like that comic. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah, there was a lot of great stuff in Epic Illustrated. I have a couple of them magazines.
And I miss those kind of books too. I miss them a lot these days.
Like back when Marvel was producing those magazines, Epic and even Savage Swords and stuff, those were amazing. All the various artists and stuff like that worked on those books. Mm-hmm. The covers was great and the interiors was great. That's what I miss about those old school comics.
Yeah, exactly. You had your kid-friendly-ish stuff with the regular comics, and you let like your talents go bonkers in the magazines.
Yeah, and there were some weird stories in there.
Yeah,
That's
right.
what made it so unique, is that everybody was able to tell their
And by
type
well-known
of story.
artists. They just got to do something off-brand and have fun with it, like Neil Adams with Man God and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's some weird
and,
stuff.
and some stuff stuck, others not. For example, like in the first Savage Tales, what is the Stanley story with the Famazons? Like,
Yeah.
they were like batshit crazy. And then of
You know,
course you have characters in there like a man thing
drain
that
the Steve
stuck.
White's bank account. If he
Right.
was-
Now, Sean, I got to ask you: did you ever read the graphic novel?
Yes, I have read the graphic novel.
Okay.
And I again, it put me on the path of wanting to get more of the character. And this, for the new people that's came in, this is the original one that I had since I was a kid. It don't have the cover, and you know, when you read it a lot, the cover starts to come off. And when you're, there's another book that I got that I'm going to show that when you're a kid, you don't really care about the.
No, you carry them everywhere with you too.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
you take them to school, you show them to your friends, and you read it till the book falls apart. But now when you get older and you realize, like, when somebody say, "Hey, them books are worth money" and stuff like that, then you start to say, "All right, let me take care of my books, man."
But it'll never be worth more to you than rereading it all the
Yes.
time. Just
Yeah.
what you got out of that is you can't put a price on that.
So, my second book, if y'all ready for me to move, this was the first Conan comic I ever purchased.
Oh.
And while it's more of a Far From There story, you can't beat this Ernie Chan cover.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And that is actually Matt Wood's favorite Conan book too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like-
that is a great one.
Like, people talk about Buscema and Barry Windsor Smith, but Ernie Chan has some great work on this book.
Ernie Chan is one of my all-time favorites. One, his art is fantastic. Two, if he
Yes.
inks something, he's one of the
Yeah.
few inkers you know exactly who's inking it as soon as you see it. His inking is so distinctive.
Yeah, I absolutely love Steve Buscema, of course. John Buscema, but
Yeah.
like without the inking of Ernie Chan, like those early Conans wouldn't be that detailed. Like and also the
he
other
enhances
Filipino
Buscema's
artists like
work,
Tony
no
De
matter what
Zuniga, like
Buscema's about.
inking,
Yep.
like the Filipino artists truly made the Conan comics what they are, the love for the backgrounds, and this is something that we're missing in a lot of modern comics, sadly.
And we
Agreed.
was talking earlier about, you know, too many story arcs today being like 5-6 issues and stuff.
Yeah,
This is a one and done issue.
exactly.
Right.
And it's mostly about Far From There, you know, him falling in love with this girl who is actually a part of a plant race.
Yeah,
And,
Yeah,
you know,
And his one arm.
yeah, his one arm that he lost in issue 20. And, you know, but, you know, it's still an engaging read. And it still
It
has
was.
action. And while Conan is not as, you know, to the front like we normally would see him in, it's still, you know, respected as a character that he still puts in his work. And we get to see somebody else be at the forefront.
yeah,
Well, yeah,
exactly.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
And this,
Jordan.
the beautiful thing about it is that this is the first Conan comic that you bought. This is issue number 163. Today, when you pick up an issue 5 or 6 of a new title, you don't know where you are. Back in the day, and this is, I think, how comics should be written. You pick off like 163. This is your first Conan comic. This is your first chance to fall in love with the character. And you totally get the story from beginning to end. And yet, like you said, with Conan's comrades, you know, losing arms, etc., goes so far back. But, you know, it's like you have like a coherent story from issue number 1 until the final issue. And yet you can pick up every issue and you're not lost. Every issue welcomes you as a new reader. And this is the success. It was part of the success of comics back in the day, because who really started with an issue number 1?
And
Right.
just think,
Especially
the first
when you're
issue,
buying them at the newsstand.
yeah, the first Dress Star was issue 14. And yet it captivated me enough to say I need more of it.
Exactly, yeah.
And these comics back in the day, when they have those little caption boxes that say Farfanier lost his arm in issue 20, it made you want to go hunt the book down. So
Yes.
you knew what books that he lost his arm in, and you wanted to find it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, when they brought him back too, I was like, oh, he's not dead.
Yeah.
but yeah, this was the first Conan I ever kept
But-
bought. And go ahead.
Oh, but they did a lot of good stuff with, like, everyone talks about the Roy Thomas, and he's my favorite Conan writer. But you had Bruce Jones wrote some great
Yeah,
Conan
Bruce Jones was
stories.
fantastic.
Christopher Priest before he was known as Christopher Priest.
Jim Owsley, yeah.
Yeah, when he was just Jim Owsley, he wrote a great Conan arc.
Especially with Fools of Doom coming back.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was
And but some of these, just like the story Veil of Lost Women, that Conan tale, sometimes it's cool to see things out of the perspective of Conan in Conan's world and see how he's reacting to it.
Yeah, and I liked it, like Conan kind of getting off Farfanier, for falling for that lady. Like you thinking, wrong and stuff. Like, but Farfanier was like straightforward. Like he loved her. He just saw her, fell in love with her, and then
Didn't care if she was a plant.
Yeah, even after he found out she was a plant, she's like,
Right.
I still feel like we connected. So yeah, I love this issue, and that was the beginning of my barbarians.
Yeah, puts Treehawk in a completely new perspective.
Right, and like Fafnir just was kind of a sad character, like altogether at the end and everything,
Yeah. All right. So
Number
three. I saw this on the stand, and I told my aunt I'll have a story about her in a later book, which is coming up next. But I wanted this book because it had featured characters that was popular at the time.
Ooh.
But little did I know that this book would put me onto the character that's the main character of the book. Savage Dragon.
Oh, Savage Dragon
versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, everybody know in the 90s, the Ninja Turtles was at the top. Everybody was like in Turtle Mania. Everybody wanted the toys. They loved the movies. Yeah. We was just anything with turtles
worldwide.
Anything with turtles on it, we wanted it. So when I saw the Ninja Turtles on this cover, I'm like, I need this book because it's the Ninja Turtles. I didn't know nothing about the Savage Dragon. But after reading this issue and the crossover, which was the sequel, part 2, I became a Savage Dragon fan. So a crossover with the Ninja Turtles put me onto Savage Dragon. And that's why this is my number 3, because it put me, now I'm a fan of Savage Dragon along with being a fan of the Turtles.
You like green guys.
Hey, I like She-Hulk too. So
no, I meant like green characters. No, but and I remember when he's also like one of the longest running ones still from Image. He's not as popular as Spawn, but I always liked Eric Larson's Spider-Man too. Like he had the thankless job of following up Todd McFarlane, and I thought Eric Larson knocked it out of the park. It was amazing. Yeah.
On both Amazing and
then Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And both times he was fantastic. And I know he's got his own kind of style. You either like it or you don't. It always worked for me.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I know VV's not like the fan of
absolutely not a Larson fan.
But but I always liked his style. I preferred his style more than McFarlane's. Because McFarlane's could be a bit complicated with how he's drawing Spider-Man and all the other
sometimes his women looked a little manly in the face.
Yeah.
But I'm also not a big McFarlane fan. Like I'm in general, like that 90s style, even though I grew up in that time, does not really resonate with me.
Yeah, it doesn't resonate with a lot of people.
I'm with you there. Larson was an exception. I liked Larson.
Yeah, and when I read this and I read his Savage Dragon character, I immediately was taken by how he did not like New York, and being that I was from New York and he was from Chicago, and the way the writing and dialogue was like, oh, New York is full of weirdos. I'm like, bro, you from a city full of freaks. Y'all weirdos too. And I loved it though, because it was something different and unique,
Right.
So I I bought it for the Turtles, thanks to my aunt, and I stuck around with the Savage Dragon. So this is a special one right here.
So do you collect his regular series too?
Yes, and shout out VV. It has been helping me fill in the holes that I'm missing in my run, because it's a massive run. And there are times where you drop off of comics and you don't pick up, issues because you done fell off.
And it's tough then too, because usually if you're dropping off it's at a time where most people are dropping off, and all of a sudden it's a low print run and it's hard to find those issues.
Like going past 100 is when it starts to like shrink in terms of where you're finding them, and they're not, those 100 to 200 are not in back issue bins a lot.
Yeah, right. Luckily I know a comic book shop in Germany where I have my pull list, and he had like a huge backlog of Savage Dragons for cover price. So I really went bonkers there for Shaun.
Yeah, man, BB's been helping me out a lot, man. Like I said, we help each other out.
Yeah,
tremendously, and that's the beauty of the community.
Thorsten gives great AOKs.
Oh yeah, and there's an AOK in here that he knows that I'm going to show.
Nice.
So now we're number 4.
Number 4.
Now this one, same aunt, God rest her soul. She really pushed me towards comic books, because she was a comic book reader herself.
Ooh.
And this was at a convention where I got this book. I want to say it was 93, because it was at the Roosevelt Hotel, and we went to a panel, and Scott Lobdell was there. And being a kid, you don't want to hear people talk. You don't want to sit down and stuff. Like, you want to go back on the convention floor. You want to get comics. You want to see the toys.
You want to look at stuff.
Yeah, like sitting down as a kid is not something that I want to do at a comic convention. So we was at a panel. We listened to Scott Lobdell talk. I'm not caring, but this book right here, Uncanny X-Men 300, signed by Scott Lobdell. And as you can see, it is not in the best condition, because I read the hell out of this book.
And it's not signed on the interior.
No. And at that time, I didn't care about, I didn't know about signatures. I just saw a signature and I'm like, whatever. Yeah. I wanted to read the story. And this book was awesome to me. It's still awesome.
I remember that prismatic cover.
Yes. And just all the characters, Wolverine, Bishop, Cyclops, Storm, Jean Grey, the foil shiny background. It's everything you want as a kid, that's why they did all these full covers, just to attract all the kids.
It is like that, I always remember, here in Austria, stickers were also big in the 90s, and when somebody had a shiny one, it was whoa, they're immediately increases. You felt like $1 million. Yeah. The same with the comics, it's even if it's a throwaway issue where it's but it's glistening.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, now that whole age is back again right now. Everybody's I'm like, guys, just relax. They're not going to keep their value. Don't remember the 90s?
Yeah.
It's probably with this price for some for the recent Conan and Dorizzone foil covers. At least here they sell them in the stores for $15. So it's probably you can get them cheaper later on.
Right. Yeah. Now, what I did like about that one is all the colors it shines. That one was really cool. Now, I got a couple questions for you. One, who's your favorite X-Men character?
It's a toss-up between Wolverine and Storm. Those are my top 2.
And I thought you were going to say Beast. I thought Beast was going to be your guy, because he's the thinker.
I like Beast, but Beast too smart for me, man.
And what was your aunt's favorite comic?
She actually liked it more like Spider-Man stuff, and I love Spider-Man as well. But she loved the X-Men, and of course, this is the 90s. This is after the first season of the X-Men animated series,
right?
So everybody was on top of the X-Men and trying to buy up all the stuff.
Dude, I don't know anyone in the '90s that wasn't reading X-Men. I was reading it religiously. As soon as it came out, it was one of my first reads.
I never liked the X. Bunch of
Oh,
nerds and outsiders.
I love, especially like I like some of the more grounded stories too, like with the Morlocks.
Yeah.
I wish they would do something with the Morlocks in movies. Just something. Not everything's got to be like this world-saving event. I like the more grounded adventures they had.
Yeah, there was a lot of variety when it came to the X-Men. Of course, even in the '90s, they had a lot of crossovers, so they was trying to get that money. So
Oh yeah.
Morlocks are they stolen from the Time Machine?
No,
HG1?
not those Morlocks. These
No,
were
no.
underground mutants, and
yeah,
they had their
led
own
by
society
Calypso.
underground. They were shunned even by mutants, other mutants.
Yeah, but the Morlocks in the Time Machine also underground mutant.
They are.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where they got it from, though,
And-
Torsten. Who knows?
All right,
All right, number 5. Good book. See, this is what I like. I love seeing this stuff that strikes people.
all right. So this one is an AOK from Fresh Princess 92. I posted recently on my Instagram. We did a live stream. We did 2 live streams talking about this character. One on my channel and one on hers. And she AOK'd me the first issue and the second print of it when I couldn't really find it at the time because people was, raising the prices on it because it was a hot book. But she had multiple copies at her shop, so she was able to send me a Far Sector #1. And
Nice.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this series, and I had a blast talking with her about it. And she put a letter on the back. And I've known her since I first started on Instagram. And if you saw my story on my birthday post, she mentioned that, I was the first real comic book community member that she ever knew. And because of that, she was able to expand and learn other people in the community. So she always thanked me for that. And when she sent me this book, I was always thankful for her for being a friend and being the awesome person that she is. And I know she used to do a book club with Saranja where they talk about BIPOC characters written by BIPOC authors, and that was a phenomenal show. But they kind of drifted away from doing that because of life situations and career goals.
Right.
But whenever Saranja even told me whenever they get a chance, they'll do a one-off show to talk a comic book and have me back on the show. So
Nice.
yeah, but yeah, I always appreciate when the community member help each other out. And
Now, I'm not familiar with her. You'll have to send me her Instagram so I can follow her.
yeah, I'll definitely do that. And this is the character of Sojourner Mullen. She's like the Green Lantern from a sector far out.
And that book sold fast off those shelves.
Yeah, it sold real fast. And people was trying to sell them on the aftermarket for such a high price. I'm like, nah, I'm not buying that. But she sent me the first issue, and then I was able to get the rest of the issues, and then we just had a blast talking about them on streams.
Yeah, it's also one of the rare cases. I mean, I love cosmic stories, but this is one of the rare cases when there's actually a Green Lantern book where somebody of the Green Lantern Con actually acts like a police and a detective. So it's a very grounded story on a planet, which is very interesting because usually in every Green Lantern comic they go a little bit too big. Of course, sometimes for the better, but sometimes if you just think about, hey, I really want to see just a Green Lantern doing their job.
Exactly.
Right.
And,
yeah.
And I love the story of her being in such far away from home, so she's homesick, and she has to deal with species that she don't know, she don't trust, they don't trust her, and she has to build this type of relationship with them. And it's very intriguing, and it's very pushing the story forward on how she can handle this murder mystery that's going on there. With a bunch of people that has no emotion, their emotion is suppressed. But yet there's people that's getting high off of this drug that releases that emotion, and they want more of it. So
yeah. Also, Lemma Thompson, interesting questions. Is modern comics everyone is gay? You can't get an Eisner Award without sucking dick.
See, this is why VV's the man.
Now I never got to like that number one. It was gone so fast because I was actually going to check that out. Then I was just I'll read it and trade at some point because that like those first couple issues were gone.
Yeah, but definitely if you haven't get the full trade paperback, I got all 12 issues, man.
You're welcome. If you have a favorite character, just assume some hack writer is turning them gay. So it's like, they even did a fucking movie now. It's called Conan. It's like a fucking festival movie where Conan is portrayed as a lesbian.
What?
Yes, they did a.
Hey, we gonna go off the rails here.
So well, that's just like Iceman. Iceman was a ladies' man forever.
I know.
All right, number 6, buddy.
VV sent me my first foreign comic.
He's good like that.
I've never owned a foreign comic in my life until I met this man. And it's funny, I remember telling Quest for Legends this when I was on his Spotify podcast. The things that I've done since I joined Instagram, I've known people from all across this world, in Australia, Europe, Asia, South America. The amount of people that I've met over the seas is amazing. Right. And the fact that I'm doing a live stream with VV, talking movies, and we are having a blast doing it.
It's the best time.
So when he sent me this Fantastic Four German edition,
wow,
first appearance of Black Panther, I was floored. This is still like on my wish list to get the original, but
that's amazing though.
I am happy just to have the first appearance of Black Panther in German.
Yeah, what I really like about this cover is that it's basically lit up from the US version, so you can see like all the details in the costume of Black Panther.
Yeah, and it just really like highlights Kirby's art.
It does, and foreign comics are just cool. I love foreign language comics, and sometimes in the inside, the way they color them differently, or they'll blow up one panel and reduce another panel, and they put it kind of different. It's just neat.
Yeah, and the thing that he sent me a couple more for him, and VV, he's so generous. He hooked up Steve, Stone Cold Steve, Jeff, Dusty Brick Brown with foreign comics, and we're taking it back.
He's sent me quite a few foreign comics, some foreign Robert E. Howards, which I read with Google Translate because they have the picture app.
Yeah.
And you just hold it over the book and you can read it.
Well, you're giving me a rub here.
Yeah, but hey, we're putting you over, VV. We're putting you over.
And he sent me a Conan the Barbarian #1, Conan Il Barbaro #1, Italian version, of the first Conan series. And then he sits down at lunch or breakfast or whatever with Mahmoud Asrar, and he signs a book specifically to me because VV mentioned him, and I got that slabbed in a 9.8 so nothing ever happens to it.
And VV, he was getting so big that Jim Bolland put him in the comic, killing him off. Right? And we like, yo, VV is in the comic, first appearance and last appearance of Varangian Vigilante. And then I love that G-Man was able to get copies and have VV sign them and send them out to
Robert sent me like a bunch of comics to sign.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah, man. So
and it's a fun panel with you trying to crawl, like your dad.
And he had that as his Instagram thumbnail for the longest.
Yeah.
I was like,
actually, I put it. I think on for 2 years for Halloween, and then it wasn't too lazy to change it until recently.
So yeah. This is awesome.
Great book from a great dude.
Awesome. But this next book is from another great dude. So this is number 7, right?
Yes, number 7.
Cantonese Comic Kid.
Jeff the man.
Yeah.
We went up to the Brick City Comic Con 2 years ago, and we left there. We went to get something to eat at Five Guys, and I'm sitting there with my food, getting ready to eat. Jeff just sprung this book on me, and I was shocked. I was like, "What the hell?" Now he pissed off Brian and Steve because he didn't let them know, and they like, "Yo, we gotta get a photo of this. We gotta get video. Do that again. Do it again. Give the book back." And
Right?
he handed it to him. But Jeff handed me this.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's a nice one. Jeff
Wow.
is so awesome. You have to get Jeff on the show.
Oh, I'd love to have Jeff
Yeah.
on the show.
Then,
And
wait,
you
what-
probably, and probably
No,
you
not
have
Jeff
like
on the show.
number 1 to 10 is this book.
yeah, a couple of weeks ago, Jeff was on the show with you, VV. The 1011.
Oh
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What?
I was gonna say he's been on the show.
I'm also 40. I'm getting old.
I'm over 50. Come on now. Shaun was the last one from this crew I had to get on.
This is when these dreams happen at 2 a.m. my time. You know, I go to bed and I think I dreamed everything.
But
So
yeah,
it's like I woke up like at the weirdest dream. I was naked on a live stream with Gary. Like,
Oh, now I'm gonna have that nightmare.
but yeah, you know, like,
But what a massive AOK, right? Vampirella won. Amazing.
and you know, me and Steve, Brian, we've been helping him out with his Vampirella run. You know,
And that's because I have 2 of the reprints, and it's a good read. The stories in it are good.
Yeah. And you know, the cover is amazing. The great Frank Frazetta, and I love anthologies. You know, even growing up as a kid, whether they were comic books or movies, you know, like Creepshow, Tales from the Dark Side, all that stuff. But just to hold this book, because I thought, you know, we helped Jeff get number 1. I'll slowly work my way there, but it wasn't really on my radar. And then Jeff just sprung it on me while I had a burger in my hand.
Wow. Yeah, like right when you don't want to handle it, right? When your hands are all
I
greasy
was like,
and covered.
I'm grabbing all the napkins.
Especially Five Guys. That's so greasy.
But I'm grabbing all the paper towels, wiping my hands and stuff. I even held the book with a paper towel. But yeah, this was an amazing thing, and it shows the bond that we have here, you know, in this community, especially my compadres, you know, Jeff, Steve, Brian, and everybody else, man. But yeah, this is so special right here. Yeah.
And I almost sent the reprint in just to get it slabbed, just because it's such a great piece of Frazetta artwork.
Yeah.
it is absolutely beautiful, and also Sarah. I can't wait for Sarah's new Vampirella comic. That's gonna be awesome. So
yeah,
the
Dead
Frazetta,
Flowers,
the
right?
Frazetta, the Frazetta legacy continues with Vampirella.
But Matt, we only have 5 guys like once in the blue moon.
Yeah, same.
That's it.
I don't eat it often. Well, especially my kid's allergic to peanuts, so he's never had it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if they're like that where you're at, but where I'm at, they have peanuts all over the place.
Yeah, they have peanuts. But the peanuts is optional.
Yeah, but he can't even be around. He's gonna walk in there, and I'm gonna have to hit him with every EpiPen in place.
Dang. All right. So next one.
Number 8.
This one
is awesome.
This is a sketchbook, a sketch cover. I gotten a sketch like the year before at MegaCon, but this one is from the great Brian Stelfleet. I approached him. I asked him what was he's gonna do. First thing he said was that he was not doing Black Panther or T'Challa. And I was like, damn, that's out the window. So I said, well, what about Shuri? And then he looked at me like, which Shuri? I was like, how about movie Shuri? his eyes lit up.
Wow.
And he was like, "Oh, I'll do that."
Is he a big Letitia fan?
I guess so, because his eyes lit up, and this probably was something new for him. I went back, because I did 3 days at Maycon. I gave him the book Thursday. By Saturday, he was done. And when he showed me the book, my jaw dropped to the floor. I posted this multiple times on Instagram because it's just too damn good. This
Wow.
right here.
Look at that. What a piece of work that is. Holy cow.
I saw that and I was like, oh my God. The detail.
There you go. Lamar summed it up for us right there.
And you can tell when an artist, when his eyes lit up and he says that I want to do, and he put this work in 3 days, man, you cannot say that he delivered big time.
Absolutely,
well, he
that
did.
is.
And he filled up the whole page. Like that headdress is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And we took a photo together, and you could just see it on his face. He was happy with his work, and that he's happy that he satisfied the customer.
And the eyes really sell that piece too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you can really see that he went he put a little bit extra in it, and this is the best you can really get from a commission like that. And wow.
And for the price it was, I was like, man, this was really, really good. Because sometimes you kind of like afraid of the price being like way too much. Like, man, that's out of my budget right there.
Right.
But for this price, for him to put in this work, I was like, man, when you coming back to MegaCon?
So, are there any other actresses that you like?
But yeah.
If he likes drawing Letitia, he should do her from her Black Mirror episode, which was really good.
But yeah, this was an awesome piece. I put this on the wall with my other sketch covers, man, but this is like the cream of the crop. Like Macho Man said, the cream of the crop! Cream always rises to the top. Always. So yeah, that is awesome right there.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Thank you.
So,
ooh, yeah.
Number 9, sir.
This is another sketch cover, and this is a community sketch artist, Squatchy.
We all do.
Yeah. Steve Wyden. His name's gonna come up a lot, especially with these next few books. But he put in a bid on the auction on YouTube, and somebody else was battling him for it. But Steve was determined because he know how much I love the Ghostbusters. My original name was Stay Puft 1980.
Right.
I love Ghostbusters. I love Stay Puft. He put in the bid. He had to battle the guy to win this because he's like, I'm getting this for Puff. And when he sent this to me,
wow.
Squatchy Comics did this, and I got this in D-Runk slab.
Nice. And
everybody knows D-Runk's graded is spot on.
Oh yeah, 100%, baby.
100% with slight beer staining.
But yeah, like just look at this. The Ghostbusters busting a skeleton that may or may not be Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider.
Right.
But and then on the back, gotta have Slimer reaching out the trap to get that hot dog.
Yeah. And it's a rare Squatchy cover without a dead Green Lantern, so.
Yeah. But yeah, shout out to Squatchy.
Super cool.
Shout out to D-Runk Comics. Shout out to Stone Cold Steve.
They're not crossing the streams on that cover, are they?
Well, if they were, they be finished.
Right.
But yeah, And it's the real Ghostbusters too, so
Yeah.
that makes it even better.
No, that's amazing. I've never seen that one from you before.
But yeah, it's just awesome. And again, Steve's name is going to come up again because my number 10, I'll tell a story on this one. This was at the Infinity Comic Con Christmas edition. We went there because Beulah was there. And this was going to be our first time meeting Beulah. So we all jumped on the car. We head there. I think by the time I got there, Steve them just got there. So we had a good time. Beulah was tall. First time meeting him, like, damn, Beulah, how tall you are. But I'll never forget, I was talking with Beulah and he was live streaming. And while he was live streaming, I felt somebody behind me trying to, go in my book bag. And I turned around, it was Steve. He's trying to sneak this book into my book bag.
One of the best covers in comic history, that first appearance cover with her first cover appearance is amazing.
Yeah.
Still my favorite armor that she's ever had, too.
This man tried to, because he was successful when he did it the 90. Like, he snuck something in his book bag with 90 not noticing it. And 90 was shocked when he saw it. Like, he didn't know. But he couldn't do it with me because I was like, what you doing back there, Steve? What you trying to do? And he got cold busted and I saw what he had in his hand. I was like, oh. And Steve, like, the man has a heart of gold. Like, there's times where Steve, he just buys stuff for other people. And then, like, sometimes, like, you don't have to do it all the time. But he has such a heart of gold that he's like, hey, Puff needs this book. I'm going to help him get it.
Yeah, I'm afraid to mention any sort of book when he's like,
Steve be paying attention to what people be saying. And when he see him, he's going to hand it to him.
He had a great 1011 when he was on, too.
Yeah. And all his books were AOK books. And that's what, we always got to repay.
Oh, yeah.
Always got to repay. And him AOKing me this. I like did a short video showing it on Instagram, but Steve has a heart of gold. And, I love that man. He's a brother from another mother. Like, I just feel like I got so many brothers from another mother.
And wasn't it also your last Conan book that was missing?
Actually, nah, it wasn't. He did help on get that, but it was like a group effort with him, Brian, and Jeff. But
what
this
was the one you were missing, that last one?
That I know VV's gonna jump on me for saying it, but the one issue 17, I think.
Oh yeah, the Elric.
The second part of Elric, right?
Yeah, it's the death of Kulangav. Boy, he didn't come back.
Right.
But yeah, Steve is a great friend and an awesome member of this community, man.
See, and I love that the AOK books are so nice, right? Because they make the book that much more special.
Yeah,
it do.
Especially every time you take it out, you remember why you have it.
Yes, and whenever you like get AOKs from people, they send in the mail and they send you a letter. I stockpile those letters. I have them all in the folder.
Yeah, I always put the letter like in between the back cover, like in a comic book, like in the back and board.
Yeah, within my reach here, I have AOKs from Steve White, from Torsten, from Matt Woods. I got so many AOKs just within my reach because every time I look at them, it just puts a smile on your face. You remember how kind and generous people are in the community, and I always say it too, right? If everyone in the world treated everybody the way people in the comic community treat each other, man, we'd have no issues out there.
Yeah. So I know you usually do your personal story and then spec, right?
Yeah, you can reverse it if you like.
That's what I'm gonna do.
The rules aren't hard. There's no rules. This is just
my personal story is one that I've told many times, but to be first time on your channel, I want to save that for last. Savage Dragon related again. This was an AOK from Steve. Give me the Malibu Sun Savage Dragon.
The other Malibu Sun image book.
Yeah. But this other the main book to me, this is from Matt Oldham. Now, Gary,
yes, sir.
There's one guy you want to get on the 10-1-1. It's Matt Oldham from the Comic Call crew.
Yeah.
You gotta link me to him because there's still people I don't know about that I haven't met. So you gotta send me these links in my IG.
I will send you Fresh Princess, and I will send you him. I'll let him know. Hey,
and Bronze Age Brian, you said too.
Bronze Age Brian.
Yeah. When you have Matt on the show, every sentence is quote worthy. I can promise you that.
Yes, he sent me this one last year, and Megaton number 3. First appearance of Savage Dragon. And
wow.
This he put the letter on the back to my brother. And I've been
and you don't see that book often.
You don't. And one thing about the Comic Call crew, when I first discovered them and I saw that, a bunch of brothers talking comics, I immediately subbed. And I kept promoting their work, promoting their videos. And then they say, hey, Shaun, do you want to be a full-time member of the Comic Call crew? And I was like, yeah, man, I love you guys, man. You guys do an awesome job on your streams. So I joined them 2 years ago. And ever since then, we bonded. We became brothers. We have a great Saturday live stream. We do it like two streams a month. But whenever we get together, it's just greatness. We have a lot of fun.
Right. The most criminally undersubbed channel on comic book YouTube.
Look up the Comic Call crew and sub them up because we do great live streams. We have great.
Because this is the first I've heard of them.
I know you probably seen me because our stream, we double stream on my channel as well.
Oh, okay.
But
Biggie.
Check out the Comic Call crew and sub them up, and check out a couple of haul videos, especially Matt. I'll tell you, when you get Matt on the show, he's going to surprise you with the stuff he got.
Well, you and Vivi will have to come on as co-host for that.
I will.
I make it a Saturday night again. So
for Matt always. Matt is such an awesome guy, and he also, I always appreciate when somebody truly wears like his heart on his tongue, and from Matt you're getting like a truth check.
Yes, and he is an awesome collector. He knows what he's looking for, and he knows how to get deals. So that's another Matt, Bronze Age Brian, Fresh Princess, and so the final book is a personal story.
Ooh. Sorry, I had to answer.
I was at Big Apple Comic Con, New York City. This was around 98, 99. And the artist that was there was John Romita Sr.
Ooh, wow.
So I had brought some comic books from vendors, Spider-Man books. And my dad was with me. And, John Romita had his banner with Spider-Man on it. So I'm like, yo, Shaun, you got Spider-Man books, he'll sign them, stand in line. You get to meet Spider-Man artists. So I'm excited. These Spider-Man artists. I'm standing in line, excited. Then I noticed the comics that others had in front of me and behind me. And I could tell those were more Bronze Age, Silver Age, Bronze Age comics. I look at the books I have, and there's 90s mediocrity. I get up to him. Before I even get up to him, I'm already panicking because I'm like, how you feel when you bring certain artists' books that they never worked on.
Right.
You don't know how they react to that. They might say, "Get the hell off the line." So instantly, I'm panicking. I want to jump off the line because I don't have his work.
Right.
But my father's like, "Nah, he'll sign it. It's Spider-Man. Don't worry about it." He's trying to calm my nerves, but I'm sweating and I'm panicking.
Right, because he just wanted his son to have a good time.
Yeah. But I know in my mind, I'm like, man, he's gonna turn me down, and I'm gonna walk off disappointed. So I get up there, I shake his hand, I introduce myself, and then I put the books on the table. He looks at the books, and he says, "Son, I did not work on these books, but if you want me to sign them, I will sign them."
Aw.
90s Drake with John Romita's signature on
it. That makes this whole book like it elevates it into like another galaxy.
Especially, I think most people will agree that he is, when you think of Spider-Man, John Romita is the first name that comes to mind.
Either him or Steve Ditko.
Right, but Steve Ditko is okay to me. Spider-Man artist, premier Spider-Man artist is always going to be John Romita Sr.
And I remember when I first told this story on Instagram, people was like, "That's an awesome story." And even if the book is crappy, he was still willing to sign it to not let you down. And, I always held this to heart, like this book ain't going nowhere.
Right, and it's just from a creator, right? He just wanted to make a kid's day.
Yeah, and some creators can be dicks about it.
Good thing you didn't stand like for Byrne.
So yeah, he signed this and a couple of other books, and I got a print from him. He signed that. And we took a photo, and for the life of me, I cannot find the photo. That's one of my biggest disappointments, is that photo is missing. But I know it existed because my father snapped a picture, and it was in one of the photo albums, but it's just gone. So that it's like the time when we met Ernie Hudson, and we got video of us meeting him, but the video got taped over, and I'm like,
over Ernie Hudson?
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite actors. I love Ernie Hudson.
Ernie Hudson is the man.
So not finding the photo with me and John Romita is like one of the biggest shames that I have, because I really wanted to share that. But I always have this book with his signature on it. And that's what matters most. To have something that you cherish the most, and the artist that says, "Hey, I'll sign the book because you even though I didn't work on it, you're a fan of Spider-Man, and I'll sign it for you." And that's what matters. So that's my personal story with John Romita.
And it's a great one, Shaun.
Rest in peace, John Romita.
Wow. And, I mean, it's not a signature you can get anymore.
Yeah.
Yes, and John Romita also did some really nice Red Sonja covers.
Yeah, I remember you sharing those.
Two, and especially the one where he homaged himself from the Cool and Garth X-Men cover.
Yes. Yeah, I'm happy to have that.
Yeah.
I wonder if I have it. I gotta look.
I think I did a post. I put both that and the X-Men side
I
by
think
side.
I also did that, but it must have been like 1 or 2 years ago. So it's basically an Instagram in the forgotten archives.
Right.
I appreciate that, Matt Woods.
Well, Matt Woods is also
big Conan
one
fan.
of the best in the comic community, and as big a heart as they come.
Yeah, there's so many great members of the community, and when people say the community is it's a niche community, it's small, but I'm like, bro, there's a lot of people that I don't know that I'm seeing
here.
Yeah, it's like you run into new members, new people on YouTube or Instagram all the time.
Right, like these last couple months of doing the 10-1-1, I made probably at least 8 new friends just from having new people I'd never heard of on the show before.
Yeah,
And people that now co-host semi regularly with me after I met them.
and
It's
that's the
just
beauty.
crazy.
That's the beauty. You just find collectors. We're all like-minded. We all have certain things that we love, and we just get together, have these live streams, and just have fun doing them.
Right. And you touched on it earlier, Shaun, the fact that without modern technology, without this platform, without YouTube, without Instagram, I would have never met you. I would have never met Torsten. No, and then you meet these people, your friends, and you talk to them. You form real friendships. I mean, Matt Woods, Anachronic Comics, Steve White in the chat now. I mean, Matt and Joe drove down to see me, and I don't know, you make these great friendships with people that you would never have had the opportunity to meet ever in your life any way else.
I mean, the comic book G Spot is coming down here at the end of October.
Ooh.
I am looking forward to him, and also Matt and Al from the Comic Call crew are coming down for a weekend. But I, I, I think it was Al that said it. It's like when he come down and he see all of us, it's like, man, you're gonna see a grown man cry.
Yeah.
because
Al is also so awesome.
Yeah, he's another name that I'll throw to you, Gary B. Dusty Brick Brown. I'll send you his IG.
Now him I've seen on your movie review.
Yeah, he commented a couple times, But yeah, he's another awesome guy of the Comic Hall crew. And he's on the mission to complete his Uncanny X-Men run. The original issues 1 to 544.
Not an easy task.
And me and Steve was helping him tremendously.
So just a little task.
Yeah.
A little task, yeah.
This is always the moment when it's like, I'm very happy that the Conan and Red Sonja collect.
Yes, exactly. And Vivi, when I started collecting Conan again, I wanted to get them all, right? I'm like, oh man, 275 issues, 12 annuals, 5 giant sizes. I'm like, that seemed insurmountable. And I did it in like a year and a half. Yeah. I was like, wow.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to try and complete the annuals and the giant sizes. Because I got half of the annuals run. I just need the first issue. That's probably going to be the more money there. But I can get the annuals and the giant sizes. But I'm happy. The one thing that I'll say, I was shocked that I found issue 275 for $3.
Oh, wow. That's a good deal.
I saw it in there. I was like, what?
I think that's a great issue, but they overcharged for it so much.
I think I paid $50 for it because I was so happy to find one from a seller in Germany, because that book rarely pops up here.
$10 for me is what I paid for mine.
I saw it for $3. I was like, let me go up there and see, and hope they don't fucking try and go on eBay and price gouge. Like, nope, they charge $3.
Right, and that cover isn't good.
It's not good, but the book was clean. So, and it's a black cover, so it's hard to get black covers in good condition.
But luckily, I found the last issue of Savage Sword of Conan for $20.
And that's another one. Like, I'll tell a story.
$235 is tough to get.
That book right there, $235. Matter of fact, I have it over there in my long box. But I was at the Daytona Beach Comic Con last year, and I was talking to Tap Comics, and one of the vendors overheard me talking about Conan. So they're like, oh, he tossed me. Look, he's on the other side of the booth. He tosses $275 over. And then he tossed me the Marvel Special magazine with Conan and Red Sonja on the cover.
Wow.
And I seen another booth had $275 for like $150. He charged me $50 for both books. And I could not pass that up.
Yeah.
Could not pass that up. I was like, yeah, let me pull out the card. I was like, I'm not buying nothing. I'm done. I'm finished. Man, this man tossed that book out, tossed another book in, and then just said $50.
Now you gotta get the there's a 10-issue magazine series after
Yeah, Conan the
Savage Sword,
Savage.
Conan the
Yeah.
Savage. I
I'm
just
still-
completed that for my
Oh,
shop. I
nice.
have that now.
I'm still missing, I think, 3 or 4 issues of those because those you can't really find those here. Like,
You're gonna have to send me the list. I have a
Yeah.
couple doubles.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I think there's only one issue I don't have a double of.
And what on those stories are fantastic in there.
Yeah, good black and white format, fun stories. Yeah.
Sleepy Reader.
Yo, Damien.
Hey, you know, I'm gonna reach out to Damien because I remember he did an Instagram post where he was highlighting people from the YouTube past. I remember when I first started watching him, you know, with a couple of other people on YouTube that used to do videos a lot, but then
Right.
they slowed down, and he was like highlighting the people that showed up on his channel, on his lives. And I was like, I want to do a live stream with Damien because I always loved his conversations about comics, his knowledge. You know,
He's an intelligent dude.
Yeah, him and our fellow Thoughts used to do a Saturday night live stream, and I used to always watch that show.
And he's got good insights on stories.
So it would be great if we can find a set time to do a live stream together and just get to know each other. Because I always was a fan of Sleepy Reader 66.
And all these people that you're gonna IG message me, I'm gonna invite them on the show.
Yeah, I'll definitely let them know.
All right, so
Hey, keep a lookout.
if they can't do anything but Saturdays, then I'll do Saturdays for them, and I'll have you and Torsten on as co-hosts. I'm a big fan of keeping this guy up late at night over there. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, you and I got to mess with his sleep as much as we can, Sean.
Exactly. Like it's I mean, I may not look it, but I'm 40, so you try to make me look like 40.
Yeah, and I know he Damien's on the West Coast, so time is always an issue, and that's why me and VV do our show at an odd time.
Yeah.
Yes, I will be there. I will be at MakeCon, so I'm looking forward to seeing you at MakeCon class. But we do our show 4 p.m. on Friday, and normally, nobody else ain't doing lives at that time, and it's an odd time because people are still getting off work. Like you, Gary,
Right.
you say sometimes you still at work. So
no, that during that time I'm getting my kid. After work.
That too. You know, after work, pick up your
Trying
kid,
to feed them
yeah, you know, so it's difficult for people to tune in at that time when, you know, it's still at the time where work is happening and stuff like that.
But it's like our sweet spot because it's like 10 p.m. here.
Yeah, and of course I gotta come home, run my errands, go get some sleep, and then get up and talk to Thorsten. So
whoa, why is he making it sound like such a task to talk to you? I don't know, man.
No rest for the wicked.
Right?
Hey,
I gotta take a nap just so I can deal with this time.
I am wide awake when I'm talking with VV.
Yeah.
Like I could be sleepy as hell, but when I know it's time to start the show with VV, I'm wide awake.
Yeah, we are not Chef, who sleeps in for his own live streams. Love you, Chef.
And yesterday we had a great conversation hanging with the homeboys and Juice. You know, VV's first time watching those films and the relatable things in those movies was well felt, and we had a great time talking.
What a fantastic show yesterday.
And my brother was on there too, so great time.
You know, can I make a show suggestion for you guys? What I'd like to see you guys watch and review?
What's that?
And I know you both like this actress. How about Friday Foster?
Man, look, Pam Grier. Hey, we already got some movies for February, Black History Month. But anytime we could talk Pam Grier, you know, automatic. And
we always have.
We did.
We always make
space
for
Tubi
Pam
right
Grier.
now.
It's free on YouTube.
Yeah. But I don't know. I guess I mostly watch my free stuff on Tubi.
Yeah, but I got Tubi, but I don't want to sit through the ads, so I watch.
Did you guys ever talk about Arena with her?
Yeah, we talked
Yes,
that movie.
yeah, we had a live stream for Arena. Like it's there's also like a Russian remake, I think, for Arena, which is not as good as the original, but Arena is also one of these classic
And
gladiator movies.
yes,
Female
Matt was.
gladiator.
And see, here's the thing.
We're all Pam Grier fans, Matt.
Yeah, Friday Foster was a newspaper comic first, so
Yes.
but it's a VV and I are trying to figure out a way to get the old videos off his channel, and I can re-upload them on mine because we talked a lot of movies.
A lot
of movies. And it's like, man, those movies need to be revisited. Yeah. And if I can upload them on my channel, then yeah, it'd be great. But we gotta find a way to make that happen.
Yeah, I mean, probably it's just like a YouTube to video downloader.
I just love how dated the dialogue is in that movie too. Get your sweet cheeks down there and.
And that movie got like a bunch of black exploitation like legends,
Oh yeah.
Lot of great actors who was in all other movies as well. Scatman Crothers, Yaphet Kotto.
Yeah, but also the wonderful thing about our stream is we are absolutely not politically correct.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We say what we say, regardless of how anybody else feels, and we just let it be known. Like
that's
we're
right.
just
it's your stream, it's your opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna be opinionated, we're gonna be respectful, but we're also not gonna be tied into the you can't say that and stuff.
Yeah. When I was still on Twitter, Pam Grier followed me. Like no joke. Because she also like has a history degree, and I studied history. So when I was on Twitter and I followed her, she followed me back.
Hey, VV was trying to get my hopes up that she would come on the live.
I was trying. Like I wrote her like a DM for Arena, but she didn't respond sadly for that. But I will write Charetta for the Demons movies if she may want to join us.
Oh. Yeah, she was even in that John Carpenter movie, Ghost of Mars.
Man, she died.
Yeah,
yeah, she died too quick in that.
Yeah, but I think it is a very underrated Carpenter movie.
Yeah,
he isn't any.
That's another thing. Like we did a whole Carpenter stream. Just talking John Carpenter movies. That was like damn near 3 hours.
But still, my favorite is when we did a short review of every Hulk Hogan movie. And every Hulk Hogan appearance.
we still miss one or two.
Yeah. Maybe we have to revisit Hulk Hogan movies and also like Roddy Piper movies we have to do.
Oh, Hell Up in Frogtown, man.
Yeah.
Hell Up in Frogtown.
I have that one on Blu-ray. And then that one is with Sandal Bergman too. So you're getting you're getting your money's worth with that one.
and then I think about like all the B-rated movies that he was in. He was in with Billy Blanks. He was in with Don the Dragon Wilson. Yeah. I'm like, I grew up watching all those movies on TV and stuff. So yeah.
And of course, we shall not forget he was the maniac in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to watch How Comes the Frogtown again tonight.
Yes, I mean the plot of this movie. Like,
matter of fact, you know what?
Only back in the day.
I am putting that on the docket for November. I don't care. After we do Time Stalkers, we doing Hell Up in Frogtown.
Yeah. Time Stalker, like you have like a very small Terry Funk appearance in the movie. Like I never thought like I had no idea about this movie until we did our Roadhouse review that there is a movie where you have on a screen Terry Funk and fucking Klaus Kinski. I mean, hello.
And he's like, damn, are they going to throw down Klaus Kinski versus Terry Funk?
Well, and a lot of people, too, don't realize that in Hell Comes to Frogtown, that Sandal Bergman's in it, too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And she's looking hot in her scientist outfit.
There's
also one beautiful movie where I forgot the name. There is also it's a modern remake of She, the Haggard She, the classic novel, and this is like a post-apocalyptic interpretation of it, and you see her boobs in that one.
She was a weird movie too.
She's a very weird movie, but I absolutely
I've
love it.
watched it a few times.
Not only for Sanna Bergman, you also have George Müller in it, who is like a legendary Italian exploitation actor, who also plays in Throne of Fire, which is another Italian sword and sorcery movie. I mean, I love my Italian movies.
Did you buy the Marvel adaptation of it too? They did a Marvel movie
No, yes.
adaptation.
And you also have this beautiful pinup like of Haggard's face, like in the end of the Marvel She. That one, luckily, Magic Lasso a-okay to me because I couldn't find that one in Europe.
Oh wow!
Hey, Gary, I'm gonna start sending you all the people.
Well, sounds good. Well, we'll go around the horn here and let VV
Mhm.
go to bed because it's probably like 3:30 where he's at now.
316. Austin 316. Hey!
Yeah.
Austin 316, I just whoop my ass to bed.
Right? All right. So, VV, do you have anything coming up that you're going to be on?
So far, nothing planned. Of course, next Friday we're gonna talk about Sugar Hill, the original
Hill,
one.
It's 1974,
yeah,
not the Wesley Snipes movie.
Yeah, to start our, of course, like our Halloween horror month, and otherwise tomorrow just waking up and then watching No Mercy, the NXT premium live event.
Oh yeah, VV, like he was supposed to finish The Wire season 1 so we could do a stream on that, but then he got sidetracked watching some wrestling.
I was up till 2:00 last night watching One Championship, the MMA fights.
Yeah, the thing is with MMA, I was a huge MMA fan back in the day, but the problem is that everybody got so good and they developed their own style, and I just miss the fucking chaos of mixed martial arts styles, because actually now it's not really mixed martial arts because it's like mixed martial arts is like its own style.
Yeah,
but back in the day, you had you had people in there that had no right of. I mean, there's an MMA fight with Bam Bam Bigelow, and he gets totally destroyed. But I really miss this old chaos. Like I was back in the day huge, of course, Don Fry and Ken Shamrock fan.
Oh man, Don Fry.
Don Fry is still giving the best interviews. A bunch of sisses.
Yeah.
Now, Shaun, what's coming up for you this week, sir?
Same with VV. We're going to talk Sugar Hill on Friday, 4 p.m. And then after that, I love The Corner, Lamar. I love The Corner. I love The Wire, The Corner. Fantastic shows. And then after that, there might be a Comic Hall Crew live stream next Saturday. So those are what I have.
Shaun, you know what we have to do, and we have to invite Al for it. We have to talk Godzilla Final Wars because also Don Fry is in that fucking movie.
I haven't seen that movie in a long time. All right, so coming up for me this week, in October, our first week, we have Signature King Tony on the 10-1-1 Tuesday night. On Thursday, we have DJ Lynx making his second appearance. And then we have other people coming up like Hoarder's Hide, Scott Polocek, Eddie, Digger Jim coming up for another. We got a packed month. Paul from Sector 28, 13. I'm getting tired too, but I got October is the 10-1-1 month. Tons of people coming on, and maybe we'll do a couple Saturday shows and get some. Add some extras in there. For,
Gary, you're the only guy that I know whose live stream schedule is bigger than your comic book hunting list.
It's like,
dude, I'm scheduled into November.
I ain't never seen this many 10-1-1s, and like usually like he has one 10-1-1 and then the hot seat and a couple other things. But bro, I was like, how many 10-1-1s he got in a week now?
How many people out there?
You know what? This is my favorite thing to do on YouTube. So I don't mind adding extra 10-1-1s. I love hearing people's stories. I love hearing what books they connect with. Because, I mean, I don't care about the price of a book. You could come
Yeah.
up here and show all 50-cent books with no covers. As long as you're telling me why you love it, it's the only thing I care about.
Hey, I want to. This is for Lamar Thompson. You know, he brought up the wire in the corner.
Well, let's make you big so you can show it properly. Talk properly.
Oh, Clay Davis, man. Bobblehead Clay.
Nice. Good stuff. But, gents, Thorsten, thanks for staying up and being my co-host, man. I love having you on the channel. You know that.
Of course, when you need me, Gary, and of course, when my brother Shaun is here, like, sleep is secondary. Like,
yeah, it's amazing how much I'm live now. I'm a guy who didn't, when I started my YouTube channel, I didn't think I'd be on for more than a month. I was just trying to learn it so I could teach my son it at some point in the future.
Hey, don't let it burn you out though, Gary. Because
I'm not burnt out. I'm having so much fun. If it wasn't fun, I wouldn't be doing it.
There were times where I was on like 4 or 5 live streams in one night, one day.
Yeah. It's with Gary's probably like, you know, with Dorian Gray's picture that his youth is like captured like on YouTube. So if he stops doing live streams, he's like immediately aging.
Exactly.
Decades.
Take my power away. Like
Yeah.
Samson in his hair. But Shaun, thank you, man, for coming on and being a guest. We'll have to schedule a second appearance for you. Just like I got to schedule a second one for Vivi, too.
I'm running out of books here.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, last time Shaun said, no, I don't want to co-host with him on, so he didn't come on. You know how he is. He's temperamental sometimes. No, but he had to. No, but Shaun could make it. I'd like to get a show when maybe we'll do you at 8 o'clock one night. That way Shaun can be on and co-host instead of in the morning. Because I know you had a conflict that time.
We can always just, we can just make a sword and sorcery talk or anything. So
we can.
Yeah, always.
And when is the next Fire and Ice? Because that got delayed to October, right?
I don't know. Like I had number 1. I was looking forward to number 2, and it just never came out. That's the problem with.
Isn't number 2 like? Let me check
I think it's the middle of October.
Because number 2 should be in my next delivery for this month.
But I know we still got that stream, Gary, with Cantonese Comic Kid and Video 99. So.
We do.
Well, actually not. It's interesting.
And it's from Dynamite, so you think it would have been on time?
Dynamite on time is also in general now. Like I think also that the second issue of Deathgasm from Opus Comics never came out.
And it was really weird with
Oh yeah, it's not
with
it's
Titan
not
Comics.
really
Conan the
listed
Barbarian 3, the A cover came out a week before it was supposed to. They accidentally shipped it to a bunch of comic shops.
Yeah, they also like my comic shop got it here like in Germany, and I was like, but where are my variant covers? And like then with the next delivery suddenly, there.
Right. But great stuff. So, gents, thank you both so much. This was an absolute blast. I really appreciate you both coming on tonight.
I appreciate the invite, man.
We'll definitely have to get Thorsten to bed over there.
Yeah.
And thank you to the chat. We had a great chat.
Now, like I'm fully pumped with coffee.
Right. But we had a great chat supporting here for you, Shaun, which is awesome, and supporting the show. A lot of the regulars, a couple new faces, which I really appreciate. It's a fun show here, guys. Check it out more if you can. You get great people like this that come on and just fill the time for me, and I get to learn more about them, and it's just great. It's a great show to make friends with. These two I'm already friends with, but it's always nice to hang out with friends you've already made too. It never gets old.
Yeah,
but
love it.
Yeah,
as I like to end these things, keep it casual, guys.
Later, y'all.